Good morning. It's Nana, and I wanted to read you a story this morning. And the name of this story is called Too Many Pumpkins by Linda White. And you see the front of this? Oh, look at those big pumpkins. Yes, yes, yes. How are you? I hope you're doing good. Each year at springtime, Rebecca Estelle planted just enough seeds in her garden to grow vegetables for the long winter. She planted carrots and beans, tomatoes and peas, corn and rutabagas. She grew a little bit of everything except pumpkins. Rebecca Estelle hated pumpkins. When she was a little girl, money had been really scarce, which means they didn't have very much. For an entire month, all there had been to eat were pumpkins. Baked pumpkins, steamed pumpkins, boiled pumpkins, stewed pumpkins, mashed pumpkins, rotten pumpkins, breakfast pumpkins, lunch pumpkins, dinner pumpkins, enough pumpkins. When things finally improved and there was more money to buy food, Rebecca Estelle decided she would never, ever eat pumpkin again or even look at one. Not ever. And she didn't until... She is. She's out there working in her garden. You see her? Planting rows of peas and carrots and rutabagas. Yeah. Okay, well, let's see what happened. She didn't until one autumn day, long after Rebecca Estelle's hair had turned snowy white. She was raking the leaves that fell each fall from her black walnut tree, and her cat Esmeralda was scattering them just as quickly. All of a sudden, the pumpkin truck passed by. Oh, she heard it coming, and she knew what it was. It rumbled by at harvest time every year. She turned her back and concentrated on picking up every last fallen leaf, and she managed to ignore the truck until... There she is. She's out there in her yard. Yep. And she's picking up pumpkins. You see the big old fat pumpkin truck coming down the road there? Wow, it's overloaded, isn't it? What do you think's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen? Splat! An enormous pumpkin tumbled off the truck and smashed into a slimy orange smithereens all over the edge of her yard. Come back here and get this pumpkin, she yelled, but the driver sped away. He wasn't going to come back and pick up that mess. Now she's got a big pumpkin mess in her front yard, doesn't she? What's she going to do? Well, I won't touch it, Rebecca Estelle insisted, getting her shovel from the barn. And I won't look at it as she shoveled dirt on top of the pumpkin pieces. And I won't think about it, that pumpkin, ever again, she declared. And she didn't until... Sorry, guys. Okay, now she's going to cover it up, see? She got her shovel and she's just covering away. And there's her and Esmeralda. She was going to hide it, wasn't she? But what happened when spring came, Rebecca Estelle was admiring the new sprouts in her garden. She noticed Esmeralda playing in some big green leaves growing at the edge of the yard. How curious, she said, and she went over to inspect them. I didn't plant anything here. Then Rebecca Estelle remembered the pumpkin truck and the slimy pumpkin smithereens. Pumpkins, she cried in disgust. Come out of there, Esmeralda. I will not water those plants, and I will not tend them. I will ignore them, and they will die. She picked up Esmeralda and stomped inside, but a week later, when Rebecca Estelle peered out her window, she saw that the vines had grown. Oh, there it is. It's springtime, and there's her garden. And now look at these big old leaves on the ground. These are pumpkin leaves right here. And she's just going to ignore them, and she's going to think they're going to go away. What do you think? Are they going to go away? Do pumpkin vines go away? We'll see. What do you think, Libby? She tramped to the barn, got her garden tools, and went to work on those pumpkin vines. She cut and she dug until not one was left growing. But the next week, when she was weeding the garden, she noticed that those pumpkin vines had grown back. Rebecca Estelle marched inside and snapped the curtain shut. The only thing to do, she said, is ignore them. They won't grow if I don't take care of them, she muttered. So rain or shine, all spring and summer, she never looked out the front window. She used only the back door and never even glanced toward those vines. And neither did Esmeralda. They were going to ignore them, weren't they? There we go. And there she is. See the kitty cat climbing up on the table? Yeah. Rebecca Estelle ignored the vines so well that in time she forgot why she wasn't using the front door until one autumn day, and it's autumn now. It's more autumn up here than it is where you are. When she and Esmeralda went to rake the leaves that fell each fall from the black walnut tree in front of the house. There she is. She went to get her rake. See her little shed back there? And there she goes with a kitty cat. She's going to get her leaves raked. I don't know what Esmeralda's going to do. I think she's probably going to play in him like she did the last time. Don't you think that, Thad? Well, we can't let them stay. Oh, I missed a page. I'm so sorry. Let me turn back. Pumpkins! Rebecca Estelle shrieked. Pumpkin vines had twined under the bushes, over the bird bath, through the porch railings, and onto the rocking chair. The entire yard was a sea of plump, round pumpkins. Rebecca Estelle could no longer ignore them. She plopped down on the pumpkin nearest her, putting her hands over her face. What will I ever do, Esmeralda? She cried. How will I get rid of this many pumpkins? She thought and she thought. Her mind went back to all the pumpkins she had eaten as a young girl, when pumpkins were the only food her family had. Wow, she has got herself some big old pumpkins, doesn't she? Let's look at this side. Can you see them? They're everywhere. She's got her work cut out for her, doesn't she? That's a lot of pumpkins. That's a lot of pumpkins. Well, we can't let them stay here, she told Esmeralda. Some people might need these pumpkins, and I suppose there are people crazy enough to like them. We'll give them away. And so she marched off to get her wheelbarrow. Rebecca still struggled to lift the first pumpkin, and then the second, and the third. And she huffed, and she puffed, and she wheeled that loaded wheelbarrow into the lane. I'm too tired to deliver these heavy pumpkins now, Rebecca Estelle grumbled. She mopped her brow with her apron and wondered what to do next. Perhaps I'll make them into pies. They will be easier to deliver. Oh, such a nuisance. There she is. She's loading up her wheelbarrow. And now it's full, and she's parked it in the lane. But now she's deciding that maybe she ought to make some pies. Be a lot lighter than delivering the wheelbarrow full of pumpkins. So she went to work. She scooped the slimy seeds out of the pumpkins and cut away the shells. After she boiled the pumpkin meat, she mixed it with eggs and milk, sugar, flour, cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves to make rich pies. Then Rebecca still made pumpkin tarts, pumpkin muffins, pumpkin cakes, pumpkin bread, pumpkin pudding, pumpkin cookies, until... Ooh, I'm just tired reading this. Look at all the work she's doing. And there she is. In her kitchen working away, isn't she? She made all that pumpkin stuff until pumpkin dishes spilled out of every cupboard and drawer and cubbyhole, and the seeds were a mountain in the corner. Now that's the first batch, Rebecca Estelle said, dusting her floury hands. Now to deliver them. She put the wheelbarrow outside the kitchen door and loaded it with pumpkin treats. But it was full, and just the thought of delivering all those pumpkin treats made Rebecca Estelle very tired. If only the people would come and get them, she said. Then she had an idea. Rebecca Estelle whirled around and hurried into the kitchen for a kitchen knife. This should get people to come, Rebecca Estelle cried. Wow, look at her kitchen, guys. Look at it. See, this is all pumpkin seeds. And look at all the baked goods. It's on the refrigerator and the cupboard and the stove and all along the side. There's all kinds of pumpkin stuff, isn't there? Holy moly. Do you like pumpkin? Nana loves pumpkin. I couldn't make all that, though. That's a lot. She took her knife and sat in the middle of the pumpkin patch, and she carved a smiling face on a round pumpkin, a scary snaggletooth face on a tall, thin pumpkin, and a boo on a short, squat pumpkin. She was so busy carving pumpkins, she barely noticed how dark it was getting. When she could no longer see, she went to the shelf on the back porch and got the candles she kept for emergencies. If this doesn't get people to come here, we'll have to deliver them all ourselves, she muttered to Esmeralda. She's working hard. Look at her. Look at that. Look at Esmeralda. She likes that pumpkin. Which one do you like, Thad? There she went to get the candles to light up the pumpkins. She got a candles emergency place on her back porch, and there's the kitty. Do you like kitty cats? Do you like kitty cats? Wow, look at this. Look at all those pumpkins. That's crazy. Look at that. Big ones and short ones and small ones and skinny ones and happy ones and sad ones. What's your favorite, Isaiah? How about you, Thad? Seth, do you have a favorite? I bet Miss Libby likes the little one in the corner. Rebecca Estelle peered into the darkness for a long time, and she didn't see anything. Still she watched until finally she saw a light. Really faint at first. Then brighter, and then more lights bobbing through the night. Here they come, she shouted Esmeralda. Let's heat up some apple cider. Oh my goodness, look at all those pumpkins lit up. Look at them. On the porch, in the swing. All over the yard, all lit up, shining. Do you see the people coming with their lights way up there in the corner? Right here. That's people coming from town. They're coming to see her pumpkin patch. How fun! How fun is that? Young and old, everyone in town came. Rebecca Estelle, we thought you hated pumpkins, they said. We saw your jack-o'-lanterns from the end of the road and came for a closer look. I was hoping you would, said Rebecca Estelle. Where did you ever find all these pumpkins? People asked. Well, I came by them quite by accident, Rebecca Estelle said, smiling. Would you like some pumpkin pie? There's plenty. She winked at Esmeralda. Everybody enjoyed the pumpkin pie and the cider and had a great time. So did Rebecca Estelle. And when they were ready to go home, she made sure each one carried a jack-o'-lantern, a bag of seeds for roasting, and a pumpkin treat. Rebecca Estelle gave away everything that reminded her of the pumpkins she had always hated. Look at them, they're all in there drinking cider, having a great time. And then she gave everybody a jack-o'-lantern and some seeds and a treat. But something changed with Rebecca Estelle. When everybody was gone, all that remained was a handful of seeds. Those she tucked snugly into her pocket, where they would be safe until planting time next spring. So it looks to me like Miss Rebecca Estelle fell in love with pumpkins again, didn't she? And she had so much fun having everybody come over and get their pumpkins and have their treats. She wants to do it again next year. Well, kids, I hope you enjoyed the story. Nana loves you very much. Have a great day. Bye.